This is one of those rare moments that I'm happy with that outcome as a player and as a designer because it was hilarious.
Hi everyone, it's Stella here.
And Tarrant from Meeple University on the Dice Tower. Thank you for joining us.
We'll be doing full 4-player playthrough of Crescent Moon, game published by Osprey Games, designed by Steve Mattis, who's also going to join us in our playthrough, along with our friend Henry. Woohoo!
We also have a worldwide giveaway for you, which is a copy of the game Crescent Moon. Send an email to contest@dicetower.com with the subject line Moon. Include your full name inside the email. Details are also available in the video description.
And make sure you email soon because it only opens for 2 weeks.
Let's get to the game.
So everyone, here we are for full playthrough of Crescent Moon. As we mentioned earlier, we are joined by so Henry, our friend.
I'm Henry.
And Steve, the designer. Hello. Thank you so much for coming over, both of you.
An absolute pleasure.
Yeah, wonderful.
Such a pleasure to have the designer here playing the game that you design with us.
This is the first time that I've seen it like live in 3D.
Oh wow! You've
looks good.
been looking at it on the computer and so on.
Yeah, I've seen the PDFs, but this is the first time with real wooden pieces and real cardboard things.
Excellent.
It turned out great.
Yeah.
Really good.
And the last time.
I'm particularly impressed by the box, I must admit.
Yeah,
Like, they've done a great
box.
job there. Yeah.
And the last time we played is at like a few years ago at a meetup, a public meetup.
Oh yeah, a couple of years ago
Yeah,
now,
it was
wasn't
like-
it?
and then-
Pre-pandemic.
Pre-pandemic,
By
yeah.
a while.
And then we had PAX Australia as well.
Yeah.
But now
That was fun.
here we are. There's a few changes, and now I am going to before I give it to Tarrant, who's going to do an overview of the game. So that's what I'm going to do. We're going to do an overview of the game, and we're going to play the game 3 rounds rather than 4 the long game. And throughout the game, we're going to also explain what it is, how it does, and what's happening.
Yes.
Yep. Okay. Over to you, Tarrant.
Maybe I'll start over to you, Steve. Just give us a quick thematic overview
All
of
that, yes.
Okay.
where we are and what we're doing.
Well, this game is set thematically in the times of the Abbasid Caliphate. So, I mean, Crescent Moon, all the Arabic pieces, the Arabic-styled castles and forts and so forth. And we are 4 scheming, manipulative, backstabbing characters. We have, we'll start with you. We have the Warlord.
I am the warlord, so all I care about just taking control, taking over, do what warlord would.
You want to
usually
crush,
do.
kill, and destroy.
Thank you.
You want to kick over our toys, stomp on our
Yeah.
sandcastles, and rub it in our faces.
Yeah.
And we have the
Pretty much.
Mershid. Tell us about your...
I'm a Mershid. I'm kind of into subterfuge and sneaky play. I want to help everyone and create a whole lot of chaos.
What do you mean helping or
I
backstab?
need to
Helping.
help
Helping,
and
yeah,
backstab
yeah.
everyone.
Okay.
Yeah, so I can, as you'll see when we come through, I can play cards to help or hinder other people in their battles that they're already having, to try to swing the influence, or swing the outcomes in my favour.
He wants to see the world burn.
Oh.
I'm the Sultan. I'm the nice guy. And unfortunately, nice guys don't always finish first. Often finish last. We'll see how I go. But I'm the rich person. I'm the person. We have some military pieces here, and we also have some non-military pieces, which are the cities and the towns. And I'm the only one who can build the cities and towns. So I just want peace and love. I just want to go around the board, building my cities, and to be left alone from you horrible people. And last we have the Caliph.
Yes, and from what I've played, it looks like I'm sort of had the most control of the lands, and all these people are interfering with what I originally had.
Well, let's face it. You want to control.
I want to control.
You want
Everything.
to build
Yeah.
castles everywhere and
Yeah.
put your armies everywhere,
Yeah.
and you want to put your stamp on the
Yeah.
entire land.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the 4 factions in the 4-player game. In the 5-player game, there's also another faction called the Nomads. And the Nomads, their primary objective, because every one of us characters, we all have objectives, and that's how we win the game. And we all have our own flavour of objectives: killing, being sneaky and putting their influence out on the board, building magnificent cities, and just controlling everything.
Building castles.
All the Nomads want to do is they want to put their influence on the board, and they want to be left alone. And their primary objective, if they can get that to happen, is to amass money, which they can then cash in for victory points. So they're the kind of, I wouldn't say greedy, but they certainly don't mind hiring out their own units to the people who don't have them, such as the Sultans and the Murshid, for our hard-earned cash. But in the 4-player game that we're playing today, they're going to be a non-player, but we can still hire mercenaries from for a fixed amount. Usually the mercenary player would, of course, control the market for mercenaries to whatever they demand.
Yes, so that's what we'll be trying to do. At the end of each of the 3 rounds of the game, we each have completely unique objectives, which will score us victory points. And they'll all relate to that sort of things we were just talking about, controlling key amounts of areas or controlling cities. So we'll all be gaining victory points for our objectives at the end of each round. This is the board here. It's only 13 hexes in size, and there's it's modular, so you can set this up in a variety of different ways. We're using the divided land board here.
And in the 5-player game, there would be 3 extra hexes. So basically the size of the board is 3 hexes per player.
Indeed.
Yes. So you can see we've got some starting pieces on here. Here are those towns and cities. A couple of us has fortresses and castles. And there's a river that runs along here as well. And other than the crossing tile here, these form a big barrier on the map. And so there's a couple of sections that are a bit harder to get at. And then there's the desert out here, which is a bit easier to get at, but it's not as profitable because you can't grow things there, so you can't get points out of it. Ultimately, this is a two-tier type of area control game. You can, on one side, you're playing an influence civilian type of game, and these hex pieces here, these hexagon pieces, represent having influence with the population of that tile, and the civilian buildings can have influence as well. And so that's one thing you're trying to do, is influence these tiles. The other one is to control the tiles with military. And so all of your units and the mercenaries in your colour, all of your fortresses and castles, those add military control.
It's actually wooden pieces in real life.
Yes. And so each of those, you can go an influence route or you can go a military route, and they each come with their own benefits, but they can operate separately. So someone can control a hex and someone else can have the influence over it. The game will play, the standard version of the game will play over 3 years or 3 rounds. And in each round, we're each going to take 4 actions. There's also some upkeep and things at the start of a round. And then we'll score at the end of the round. And the typical sorts of actions that we're going to be doing, and again, these are slightly unique for each of the characters, but the typical things we're going to be doing is moving units around the board, hiring new units and putting them on the board, trying to put new influence onto the board, launching attacks onto opponents. Those are called assaults, so assaulting their controlled hexes to try to take over. And building new buildings. That's most of what's happening out here. There's also a really significant card play element to this game, and a very significant negotiating element to the game. And so these cards, this is all public information out here. These cards, you'll be buying them from a public market, but then you can play them during influence contests and combats to swing things in your favour. And so a big part of this game is getting the right sorts of cards, playing them at the right times, and using that to fulfill your objectives. The victory points, again, we'll be gaining them. They're on these face-down tokens, so you'll have a reasonable idea of sort of who's getting a lot, but you won't know the exact scores unless you're really keeping count. And it allows us to collectively try to stop someone from having a runaway win. So that's a big part of the game, and a big part of the negotiation that comes with the game.
And the scoring points also, like there's immediate, there's end of round.
Yeah, most of them are at the end of the round, with the exception of your primary objective, which is whenever you have a battle and you win and you sack cities and buildings, you'll take those points immediately.
Yep. So I'll just very quickly show an example of the of this booklet here that each faction has. The front will show you all the different actions that you have and any changes that are associated with your faction. In the middle here, there are some specific abilities associated with your faction. Then all of your objectives down the bottom. So the primary objectives, which are they're your major ways of scoring. Secondary objectives are a few specific ways you can try to get points. And there's also a special objective at the end of year 1 only, worth 4 points, I think, on all of the units that we'll be trying to achieve. And then on the back here, some information about income and the different pieces that can be on the board.
Yep.
So I think that's about the best we can explain without showing you how it works. There's 2 final steps of setup. First, Henry, who's playing as the Caliph, gets to place a palace onto the board on one of the hexes that he already controls.
Ooh.
And as actually one of his special actions is that as an action on his turn, he can move the location of the palace. So moving the capital of his empire, I guess, around the board to wherever it's most strategically needed.
It's like a portable palace. Ooh, sweet.
He's moving his centre of government. It can be handy on occasion.
Okay, and the last step is I get to look at 7 cards from the top of the deck. Each of these cards is associated with a faction. I get to take 2 that are associated with my faction, 2 purple cards. No one knows what they are, so those are something I can be very sneaky with.
Yeah,
that's what your character is.
It is powerful because all of our cards, if you can like generally at the start of the game, you've got a pretty good idea of what people have got, what they've purchased. Maybe towards the end of a particularly long game in the last turn, you'll lose track of who bought what and why and if they're played, and that's when you can really get some surprises. But with the Sneaky Merchant, they've always got cards which who knows what they could be.
Indeed.
Sneaky.
Nothing good.
Maybe.
All right.
If we pay in the right price.
Okay, so we're finished with the setup and we go into round 1 and we start with income. So we do get a little bit more monetary income from our starting positions on the board.
So you start with 3. I start with 16.
Ooh.
And the
I have
Empire
8.
over there, the Caliph, starts with 8.
Yes. So for income, the Warlord only controls 1 space militarily at the moment, and it's not a valuable space for money. So nothing there. I control 1 fertile land here, so I get 1 coin for that.
Yeah.
And that is
not-
probably an important distinction to make, is that you get money from areas if you militarily control it. So things like a city by itself does not control anything.
Like this
It's not
one as well.
military. And these influence
Yeah.
tokens by themselves don't give you military control. You need boots on the ground and you need strongholds.
Yes. All right. So what is
Now,
your income?
having said that, the Sultan has a special rule where he gets income in addition to the same way that everybody else gets income by military control. I also get, just by virtue of having my towns and cities on the board, I get extra cash for those. So first we'll do the normal control. So I have a fort and here, so I have military control of this area. I get 1 for the fertile area and 1 for the town that's in it. So that's 2 points. $2. 2 dinars, I should be saying.
Dinars.
And I don't control this area, so I get nothing from that. But, as I said, I also get money from the general economy of the game, so I'll get 1, 2 for a city and 1 there. So that's for a total of 5.
5 easy.
Thank you.
Very good.
And for me, I
Isn't it
have control of this 1 fertile land, so I get $1.
Well, there's somebody, people get something.
Okay. Now we move on to reserves. And reserves is a specific mechanism related to Stella's and Henry's available units.
Yes.
Yep.
The warlord has their own black units and the caliph has their own blue units, but we poor people have no units of our own.
Poor people, you just like playing around with money like that.
Well, we have access to mercenaries along with
Yeah.
everybody else, and
Okay.
fortunately I have some cash to buy them with.
So I would just
I
have
do not.
to. I need 3 and have a total of 3. I can have a total of 3 and have 1 there. So I have 2 here, total of 3.
That's right.
And mine is equal to my amount of influence and castles on the board. I have 2 castles, and I have 1 unit already on the board, so I add 1 to this card.
This looks a little bit like a castle, but it's actually the palace. It's a special piece.
Okay. Upkeep is skipped in round 1 because it relates to cards and nothing's happened yet. And so we go on to the actions. This always takes a set turn order, and the warlord goes first.
I want to try to see if I can add this influence in here. So it's just adjacent to me. So the action is called influence. So I can add 1 influence or can adjacent to me that is, I believe, not separated
we
by.
Yeah, let's go through the rules for influence
Let's do
right now.
that. Yes. Okay. So my attempt to get influence there.
Yes. So right now, there is no influence currently there. There's no buildings or anything. The only thing that can stop you is me. I can, if there is an influence challenge adjacent to somewhere that I have influence, because I've got my sneaky fingers everywhere. I could challenge this. I can play cards in order to prevent you from getting this.
I start with 1 card, but everyone
Indeed.
know what it is.
The other card, it is specifically a warfare.
A warfare.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Tarrant, are you going to try to influence my influence action?
Well,
What's the current score? We should probably say how that works.
yes, the current score is 0 to 0 in here.
Yeah.
You're moving in with no influence, and there is no influence there.
Correct.
And influence is derived from pieces. You can have, if you have any military pieces in there, no matter how many you have, you'll get 1 influence. And if you have any civilian pieces in there, non-military pieces, including influence that may already be there, you get another 1. So you can have a maximum of 2. And the
moment,
initiator of the
no one's
action
there, yeah.
always wins ties. There's one exception to that. If any of these contests are happening where the merchant already has influence, the merchant will get to decide the tie.
Yes.
All right, Tarrant.
Okay, so
0 versus 0. You're going to win as long as
Unless-
the merchant
Yeah.
doesn't
play any
interfere.
cards.
You can negotiate anything you like, and anything is up for grabs in terms of
I mean, you know
promises
what
and
cards I have.
favours.
Yeah.
We can't exchange money or anything like that, but there is one particular rule for the merchant, which is that whenever he makes an agreement where he's meddling in somebody else's contest, he can take victory points to do that, or basically to do whatever you want. And if you win the contest that you're paying, then those victory points must be passed over.
Correct.
If you lose the contest,
Then that's
he
it.
doesn't get them.
So Tarrant.
So my early cards here, I got cards that will let me stop you from doing that. So
And so you say.
Really?
so you say.
I do. I
You
got
get
a
like
couple.
7 cards. So
Yep, there's quite a lot there that impact influence, like this one.
yes,
So-
yes, yes. So what are you
It's
saying?
possible.
So what I'm saying is I'll let you get a foothold in if you give me a victory point. Just
8.
grease the wheels. a
1
little bit.
victory point.
1 victory point, yeah.
Half? No, there's no such thing. Fine. Okay, let me in and I'll give you 1 victory point.
Okay.
So let's be clear, you're promising not to interfere in this?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because otherwise he won't get the victory point.
Correct.
I have a feeling that he doesn't have the card, he's just bluffing.
It could be, but
Yeah.
what are you going to do? All right,
You
so you're
bluffing?
in.
You bluffing? Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I think you're using an unfair advantage here. This is
Take
metagaming.
Yeah.
your
I know.
5.
I'm not going
Yeah,
to
I will
interfere.
give you 5 back.
Yeah, and then
And
give
some
you 1.
change.
There you go.
Yep.
So everyone remembers Tarrant is now winning.
Tarrant winning.
Yeah.
Okay, so
You
you're
get
in.
attacked. No, not really.
No merchant interference, 0 versus 0.
All right.
Attacker wins ties.
Okay, that's my turn. Go to you.
Okay, my faction definitely benefits from having influence, so I am going to attempt an influence contest here.
Yeah, well, I have no cards to play. But I do have a piece there. So I have 1 influence. And the thing about influence contests is I can decide to either side with you or side against you, and that's the same for anyone who has pieces in there. Obviously, in this case, I'm going to side against you because it affects me personally, but it's more like a vote than a fight.
Nothing personal.
Yes. Okay, so for me to succeed at this, I'm going to have to play a card.
Yeah, 0 versus 1. I can't do anything else other than just say no.
So normally we would simultaneously reveal our cards and how many we were going to play. So I'm going to play Compel. Compel gives me +2 in an influence contest.
Yeah, so now score is now 2
Discard
versus
the
1,
cards.
and you're in.
Discard.
And I'm in. So put my little snake down there.
I have a feeling you probably have this one. You won't play it against me anyway because that's more important to you than stopping me to go there.
Probably.
Your influence is
I'm wrong.
annoying
Yeah, no,
because
yeah.
you always decide ties.
But this is 1
Hard to
victory
get
point,
rid of.
right? There's not like 5.
That's true.
Alright.
And it's a little grease of the wheels.
I feel like I should be buying some cards. So this is my personal card market.
Sultan's market.
I'm going to buy some cards, so I might as well explain how that's going to happen. So we
Sure.
have 1, 2, 3 different markets worth 2, 4, and 6 dinars. And when you buy cards, you buy all your cards. You can buy a maximum of 1 for each part of the market. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 parts of the market. Theoretically, you could buy a maximum of 4 cards on your turn if you can afford it. And when you buy from the Sultan's market, it's not just paying money, it's negotiating with me. Because that's my market. So I set the price, and I also decide I can buy from my own market for 0, and I'm definitely going to do that.
And you can set an infinite price for other players as
Yes,
well if
you
you
shall
just
not
want to
buy.
keep the card out of their hands.
Ooh, yeah.
And another thing about cards is you'll notice that each of them is aligned with a different faction. Purple are Merchant, yellow are the Nomads, and blue and black obviously are the Caliph and the Warlord. When you buy your own cards, you pay half of the nominal price. Obviously that doesn't apply to the Sultan's market. And that money goes to the bank, but when you buy someone else's, you pay the full price, and that money goes to that person. You see there's a lot of purple cards out, so that's how the merchant makes a fair bit of income by
There are more purple cards. There's about twice as many, I think.
Okay.
There's definitely a lot more purple cards
Yeah.
than any other individual faction.
I can only see one of my cards.
So let's have a look. What are the cards? We've got
Most of
inciting
mine
a
are also
rebellion.
single use, though.
We've got an inciting a rebellion, which means anywhere where there's a town or a city, you can pop up an instant conflict. We've got an elder who can play with any nomads that are involved. We've got ships, which allow you on any action to actually exert influence across the river or march your troops across the river. We've got intimidate, which allows you to affect influence contests directly with military units. We've got
military
compel.
units. Wow, okay.
Yeah, we've got that'd be useful for you if someone's trying to attack your influence and you have military units on it. You've got no influence cards. You could play intimidate to influence people in a slightly different way. We've got a pure influence card here, +2
One I just
influence.
played before, Compel.
We've got assassinate, which is any card with a character on it, which is both the elders are out at the moment. when one of those is played and an opponent plays an assassinate card, they will take that card out of play, and you will not get to use that card. So it's pretty powerful because the character card's pretty powerful. And we've got Seize, which allows you to hold a military coup, essentially, anywhere on the board where there's a fortification. That can be a pretty nasty surprise for some people. Not looking at anyone in particular. And what have we got over here? I can't see. We've got Rebel. This is quite a flexible card that gives you, wherever there are towns and cities, you get +1 or +2 combat or influence by leveraging the people who live there. And Cavalry is a military card. Raiders allows you to discount casualties. And lastly, we've got Corrupt, which is you can apply to an opponent to knock down their scores in a contest. And that's probably about 2/3 of the cards in the game. All right, so I'm going to buy some cards. I've got a lot of money.
With 0.
Yeah, well, okay, I'm going to start over here, and I think a nice little bit of corruption might go down. So it's going to be...
the Sultan. What? Corrupted
Another
Sultan.
important rule is that you can only buy one card from each market. So you can't go and buy every card on the board.
I mean, these are also nice cards, but because I get to sell them to other players, they might be worth more to other players than...
But you can get money from them.
from playing myself. I will go for an Elder.
Oh.
So that's going to be 2 gold to the bank, because there is no mercenary player to pay it to. I think seizing a fortress sounds like something that might be fun, so I'm going to give you 4 for that.
Yep.
And I'm going to be as efficient as possible. I think I can afford Insight as well. But that's giving you a lot of money. But
That is giving me plenty.
Wow.
it does give me some ammunition. So just to remind you guys, I've got different types of rebellions and coups, some corruption, and the control of a tribal elder for mercenary control.
Sounds very powerful.
Nothing to worry about.
Hey, all I want to do is build towns and cities.
A lot of possible
Now, Henry.
nasty tricks in that.
Yes. I'm going to attempt an influence here. I'm just going to assume that Tarrant doesn't have any influence cards and not take any of his nonsense.
And do this by the book.
Yep.
So
Technically, it is a 1-0 at the moment.
yeah,
It sounds like you're going to ignore me
I'm
entirely.
going to ignore you, so you're welcome to play
Yeah, I
your
think
card
you've
if
already
you want.
shot your bolt, haven't you?
Pay me 2 victory points to find out.
I'll pass.
No, I'll keep my proper negotiations from when I've got it. So that is action 1.
I'm going to do the mass action, which generate 1 unit per influence
Oh, here we go.
that I have. And that's basically it. So I have 3, so 1 each. I can alternatively do 2, but removing this actual spawning influence token, which I'm not going to do at the moment.
Yeah, and that's unique to your faction. Wherever
is
you
unique,
have
yes.
influence, you can breed
Spawn.
more warriors.
And plus, that's my first year victory point as well. So I need to spawn more units.
Oh, should we mention what everybody's first year objective is?
Mine, as long as I hold this, I've got it. It's to have influence in a hex with somebody else's building.
The Sultan's first year objective is to get 5 buildings on the board. And that includes ones that I control with military, but also my towns and cities.
So you have 3 out of 5, yep. And
And mine is to have a combination of both castles and influence to a total of 4 or more.
And that's a good idea because that's what builds up your reserves as military.
yeah.
Okay, so it comes to my second action. It's now time for me to use all this money I've just, all this windfall I just had to try to get some cards. So I'm going to get Rebel.
Half price because it's your
Yes.
colour.
So
I feel
Rebel's
like
gonna
I'm
cost me one.
partially to fault here.
You're
bought 3
entirely-
purple
Yeah.
cards.
You're
Yeah.
entirely at fault. Hey, what else do we have?
Steve, what have you done?
Ships will let someone go across the sea. That could prove useful, especially for influencing combats. What does Insight do? I will Insight. So I want to be as efficient as possible here. So I will insight and get this one.
Yeah. I mean, with 3 turns and 4 actions each, that's only 12 actions. So you've really got to wring every possible victory point out of each.
And what's
move.
insight do again?
So insight is choose a hex controlled by another player with a town or city in it. Place a mercenary from my supply in that hex and start a combat as the attacker.
I see.
But if you win, you don't get to sack the towns.
Yeah.
All right, I'm also going to get compel because this is +2 influence. I like getting influence on the board,
Pay 2.
and so that will help me. So
How much?
all up, that cost me 6.
Yep.
Got a hand limit of 8, but I'm nowhere near that yet. And we refill the market. And for those who've
good
been noticing, we
cards.
don't refill the
Yeah.
Sultan's market other than by one of the Sultan's actions.
Yeah.
Indeed. So, what's come up? What are my cards?
We've got a Ravager, who's really good at drawing more units into
Oh,
an
yep,
already
that
started
one.
conflict. We've got Warriors. I'll read that to you. If you have a mercenary unit in the active hex, place a mercenary unit from your supply into the active hex. So basically, nomads breed more nomads. And Intimidate is the one we spoke about before, where you can use military units to strong arm influence contests. I've got to start thinking about my first turn objectives. So I think what I will do is I will build some towns and get more buildings onto the board here.
What?
So I can put my towns
That's
anywhere.
okay,
They're
yeah.
just
No,
people
that's
popping
okay.
up on the map. It doesn't matter if other people
probably good
control
for
that
me
area.
For
And
the
I don't
income.
need adjacency.
It's
They
probably
can
good for
just
me for
pop
the
up.
income, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's already a rich area because it's on a quarry, so that's
Thanks.
if you can
In a way,
hold it.
in a way,
So
yeah.
that costs me 1 because towns are cheap, but because it's on the mountains, it's going to cost me an extra 1. And the 2 deserts are really expensive to build, and they cost an extra 2 for every building that you put there. So it's 2 for that town. I'm going to build a fort here while I can, because nobody military controls that yet. Now I do. That's going to cost me another 2. And probably just put another town and just spread my influence around a bit. So let's go. It's going to cost me 3, but I think it'll be worth it. Done. So I can build 3 buildings. Everyone else can only build 2. That's a quirk of the Sultans.
Well, I can't even build buildings.
It's
You
true.
just knock them down.
The warlord can
Yeah.
take over buildings, but cannot
Cannot take buildings.
cannot build them.
So I think I will do
Gotcha.
a influence action again. I'm going to do it here. And I believe there's no way that anyone can contest
No.
this particular
There's-
influence.
there's
If there's no
no-
pink nearby.
Stinky pink.
So I am just going to put this in there.
Very
That
good.
is my turn.
Now, action 3. If I try to build influence here, Tarrant's not going to. No one's going to be able to interfere.
Correct.
Well, you don't have any proximity to this area.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I'm
Yes,
thinking.
yes.
I'm thinking. I've got the pink Mershid guy on the brain.
That's it. That's me.
Holy cow! That's a lot of influence.
That is a lot of influence.
I don't know. It might not be a good idea, but we'll see what happens.
We'll see.
It means that you can recruit 4 units a turn, which is scary.
Yes.
No comments.
I'll make you a deal. Anywhere where you buy.
You can't do that.
I can. Anywhere where you take Warlord's influence away, I will put a town there so that it's worth a victory point for you.
Ooh.
Damn.
It's a good deal.
Oh, I can give you victory point. I can give you a raw victory point that is obviously you get it and then not big.
Yeah, this
stack
is
next
ongoing.
time.
That's just one and done.
That can also only be done as part of the start of an influence contest.
Correct.
I think it does makes. Yeah, so what I've got to contend with is I can try to get influence going down here, but it keeps me away from the action, and I need to get a foothold
Correct.
in the action. All right, I am going to try to make an influence contest. I think Stella's got a concerning amount of strength there, so I'm going to
Nice.
try to
Nice.
This is good.
going to try to influence here. I know Stella only has 1 card, which is a military one. At the moment, it is 2-0 here because there is a community building.
Yes, but that's my vote.
Oh,
and
yes.
I'm going to vote pour vous.
Uh-huh. So that means...
I can't really stop
But
it.
it is two still, right? Because there's military
Yeah.
and influence.
Yeah.
Stella.
So they're
Yeah, 2 versus
military
2,
and
yes.
non-military. So you have 2 votes,
Yeah.
and I just have non-military, so I have 1 vote.
Mm.
The score is currently 1-2.
That's right.
Indeed. Okay.
What are you going to do?
So I'm going to play a card. And it's Compel. It's the same one we saw before. So I get +2 influence in that contest.
So you
it's 3-2. So I claim influence over this area.
Okay.
That's okay.
It's slightly less scary now.
All right.
Okay.
Back to Steve.
I need protection. You can't cross the river there. I need protection from that guy.
That guy, the one that you just held, basically.
Yeah. Tappy, look, he's got his nice town there. What about that? Maybe I'll buy some more cards.
Maybe you shouldn't help Tarrant.
I think I might.
I would have won without his help.
Yes, true.
If you don't know what move to make, then buy some cards. So that's going to cost me 0. And I can afford to buy 1 other card. I think I'm going to take Assassins.
So
That's all I can afford.
another couple to me.
But this should
Yeah.
see me out the
Yeah,
game, perhaps.
Which is a concerning situation for us as well. It just means you don't have to spend any actions grabbing cards here on in.
Hendrik.
All right, my go.
Maybe. A lot of them are purple and they're one-shots.
I'm going to do the
So
first
we'll see.
assault action of the game. I'm going to move this troop into here and try and control this shrine. So, because there's no military there, I get to take it freely.
That's right, there's no fight there.
And I believe, I don't know if I can sack that particular town if I wanted to or not. But
You could.
I can sack these.
I can sack as well.
As well? Yeah.
sack
It would be
for
worth 2 for
2
me
coins.
to sack it. I believe it gives me an income though if I leave it there.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does.
And
Actually,
it gives the Sultan an income. So each of you gets 1 per...
I will choose to sack it.
Really?
There's only 2 more incomes left, so
Yeah.
So I'm going to take the 2.
Yes.
And
burn to the ground.
take.
Sorry. I'm like, yay.
Peaceful people living at the holy
Maybe
site.
we should form alliance. Maybe like you have
Yeah,
your
I think
area.
we're meant to be arch nemesis, but we
he's
can form an
still powerful.
alliance.
Yeah, okay.
Get rid of the peaceful factions.
That's
Get
it.
rid of-
That's it. All
You
right.
think I'm peaceful.
All right, my girl. I'm just going to generate
Cost me
things.
3 coins to put down.
Only 3 at the moment, and that's it.
Yeah.
You did ruin my action. I was upset about
There's
that.
a lot of units.
Well, if you had have made an argument in no terms of like I influence it or I sack it,
Yeah,
I
but
could have come around.
I
Just
didn't,
sack it.
didn't really think about that option until
just-
just that moment.
Talk to me.
Yes.
Talk to me. Talk to me.
It's like an influence to your benefit. All right, Tarrant.
Yes, so I need to keep growing my influence, and I think it's useful to have some influence near the holy site because that is
Giving you
a
5
place.
points.
It's a
Yeah.
place where a lot of people will want to fight.
Okay,
for
correct.
points. So it all gets me further out in. So technically, I'm doing the challenge there, but there is
Henry?
nobody there.
And
No.
next door.
Nobody
oh, yeah,
is.
that's right. Yeah.
I'm the only one who can influence from next
That's
door.
right.
So
It's like river.
in I go.
Oh, not river because that's next door.
Given the recent unpleasantness,
I feel like I know what's coming. However,
I might.
it was.
I think the people here in charge thought that was a bit harsh, and so there's going to be an attempted seize in this area.
Oh, no.
So what this says is choose a hex with another player's fort or castle. Start a combat there as the attacker and gain 2 combat strength for that combat. If you win, capture the fort or castle. Then move any remaining defender strongholds you may not sack.
Tarrant, if I win this fight, I'll give you 2 victory points.
Yeah, so this is a combat, and I am adjacent, so I can influence that. What do we have? So it will
It'll be a
be
2v2 at the moment.
2-2 with the ties going to the attacker.
Mm-hmm.
2. You're assuming that he even has any military cards.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well, if
well-
he can't do it, then I don't have to pay him any victory points. So,
That's true.
Yeah, I'll. Can you do a better deal than that? Is it worth 3 points to you?
It's not worth 3, but I can always do a better deal. If you don't interfere, I will support you in any influence contest in that hex in the future.
In this hex?
Yeah.
That's specific.
Which I can only do if I win the contest.
That is true, and it's a pretty good hex to hold
Be
a
in the
bit of
middle.
influence in.
Sweet as.
So can Henry negotiate that?
I could.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
Tarrant.
free victory points is my final offer.
Oh, that's a lot.
I like the sound of 3.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Let's.
Let's do it.
Yep. So we're gonna do a deal for 3.
Yeah.
I can still renege on that if I so choose,
And it's
but
only,
if Henry loses,
only
then
if I
don't
win the
get
conflict,
Correct.
I will have to pay the cost.
Okay.
All right. So, the people involved playing cards are you. Oh, you don't have
I don't
any.
have any cards.
I can play cards, and of
And
course, Tarrant can play cards. So the current score is 2v2.
Yes.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
Set. Boom. Oh, 2 corruptions come out. So the current score is 1v1. Attacker wins ties, so I get in.
Oh, yeah.
We both had a corruption card.
Yes, we did. All right.
Oh.
So that's
Now, isn't there a rule on those cards?
not for combat.
Not combat yet.
Okay, so
Whoa.
Okay, I forced out 2 cards from my opponents, and
That's actually
cost me nothing at all.
That is true. Except your action.
yeah, it's just a new lick of paint on the old castle there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that
Probably
is.
didn't go well. Probably went worse for me.
He lost the card and got nothing.
I
that
believe
is
those 2
it,
corrupt
right?
cards, you actually should trade them with each other. So
That's only
it's
for
only for conflict?
influence
Yeah.
conflicts.
Now, obviously, the
That's
deal that we
lucky.
could have made is no longer on the table.
That's the end of the round.
my turn.
Right? Oh, you
Yeah.
haven't? Oh, that
Yeah.
was Steve's turn. That's right. Yeah.
For my turn.
Yeah, that was a vision one for Henry.
So for my last turn, I am going to attempt an influence in this region here. I believe no one can compete against me.
Not
Yeah.
even
I
close.
will just put that there.
3 influences.
Mm-hmm.
So that achieves your first turn objective.
All right, that's the end of the round.
Yes, so we go into the scoring phase.
So my year 1 objective only if I have 4 units on the board, which I have. That's
Yeah.
4 victory
Easy.
points. I have more than 4.
Is that the only one you score?
I believe that is it because the other ones is having a castle, control a hex with a holy site, control a contiguous group of at least 4 hexes, which is not contiguous.
You have the 4
That is
X's.
4
yeah,
points.
but they're
Yes,
not.
that's it. See, I'm not winning. Only like
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay, mine is have an influence token in a hex containing another player's settlement or stronghold, so I get 4 points for that.
Mm-hmm.
For each of my influence tokens on the map, I can get some points. So this one is on the same hex as a town, so that's 1.
Influence the people.
This one is on the same hex as fertile lands, so that is 1 as well.
Mm-hmm.
This one is on the same hex as a city, so
Lots of
that's
people.
2. And this one is on a quarry, but I don't have a stronghold there. So across all of that, that's 8 points.
all right. Steve,
I have more than 5. I have 5 buildings on the board, so
That's
that's
4.
my first turn objective.
Mm-hmm.
And then I score for a few things. I score for control of areas. I need at least 3, and then I score 1 per area. So I do have the 3. So that's 7. And then for every city I have on the board, I get a point, and I get bonus points for that city not being militarily controlled or influenced by anyone else. So I get another one but you have the influence, so that's 9 in total.
9 all up. Oops. There you go.
9, wow.
Is-
I know,
That's a lot of
right?
points.
Yeah, well,
For
my cities and
me-
buildings have a tendency to fall down.
For me, I get 1 victory point for every place I control, and that is 2. I
Yes.
get 1 additional point if I have a castle and an influence token in one, so that makes 3 in total.
Yep.
Also, for control of the holy site, I get 4, and I get 4 because I have 3 influence and 1 castle on the board, making a total of 4. So
Yeah.
that should be
Okay,
A lot.
11 total.
11.
That was a good turn. So imagine if I hadn't have knocked you down over there.
Okay, so that is the end of year 1. We go back to income. So let's quickly count up our income.
Is that for me?
Yep.
Yeah.
1 in the fertile area. 2 is this building, and then 3 because I've got a military unit in the quarry. So 5.
5 all up.
Isn't it 6?
Thank you very much.
3
Cool.
plus 2 plus 1? No?
Oh, 6? Hang on.
No, it's 5 because the cities are worth...
1.
Well, the
1.
towns are 1 and the cities are 2.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see.
For me, it's very simple. I've got a fort on fertile land. That's 1 coin.
Go.
So my economy
don't need
money
money.
is 1, 2, 3. And then I control this area. So that's 4, 5, 6. And I control this area, 7, 8. Did I work that out right?
And this area.
Oh yeah, and that one, I forgot that I took over that. It was 9, so that I'll just take some change as well.
Yeah. And for me, I control nowhere of monetary value, so I get 0.
Well, at least we've both got some cash from cards.
That's
Yeah,
true.
I haven't spent any money this game yet.
Nice.
So.
Right,
Okay,
reserves.
reserves.
Okay, so you've got way more than
Yeah,
3
I don't
units
move anything.
available, so you're fine.
And I have 1, 2, 3, 4 on here. I have 1 on the board, so I should have 3 on this card.
That's right.
Yes. Okay, and then upkeep. We pick up any character or battalion cards that we have. We get rid of the near market cards and slide everything down and refill. It's not,
So we've got some rebels,
I liked it when there were purple cards every day.
and we got
Yeah.
muster.
It's nice to see my colour out there for once. Nice to see.
No.
So muster allows you to grab mercenary troops
Yep.
and rebel.
Rebel we saw before.
That's that flexible card that
Flexible cards when there's towns and cities about.
leverages them. Yeah.
Right, so we now go to action 1, and it's Stella's turn.
First turn, I have 8 money. I was eyeing on the ship one, which I should have probably bought, but that's okay. I'm going to buy this one. So that goes to nobody. That 2 money.
That's 2.
2 coins to
2
the
coins,
nomads.
so nobody. And then I can buy here or here. Or even this one, but the Sultan's got it. This is a combat guard.
Which one is that?
The
Oh, that's
Raiders.
Raiders. That allows you to escape casualties. I'm not sure I want you to have that card.
Oh, fine. I'll buy this one because this is my card. This is only cost me half price, so that's 2. So all up, it's 4. Just give me 1 discount, please.
One change.
And that's all I can afford, really.
Okay, we'll move these down.
So what did you end up buying?
I ended up with Cavalry and Ravager.
No, that's not terrible.
But that's not the best.
We've got some more assassins there, and we've
Ooh.
got some veterans. Which veterans is an interesting card. So veterans applies to any mercenary units you have in the battle. They're little wily things that you can assign casualties to, but rather than taking them off the board and going back to your reserves like normal casualties, they can actually scamper on the board to somewhere that's not controlled by someone else and escape death.
All right, my go. I'm also going to purchase cards with all this money that I got last round. So I like the look of Cavalry. That's going to be 2 to Henry.
Cool.
I will take Intimidate, which is 2 to the bank. And I will take... Do I want Rebel or Muster?
It's all half price for you.
It is all half price. Whatever it is, it's going to cost me 3. And
You could take patrons.
and I think what I'll do, this one, it only works when there's towns and cities. So I think I'll take Muster.
Alrighty.
Drop the card. So there is a 5 for that.
More assassins.
I'm going to push one more card down there.
All right. Yeah. So many assassins. Cheap assassins. The best kind.
Cards.
Guards. They're very good defensively. So if you're on the defense, you get +1. And if you assign a unit, you get +1. Given some of the cards I've got. So I'm going to hit up the Nomad for 2 units. And I'm going to put them... I'm going to put one here, and I'm going to put one here.
Okay.
That was at a cost of 6.
Yeah.
It'll cost you 2 for 1 or 6 for 2.
Cool. I will do the buy cards action. And I will take that Elder card. I will take the Siege Engine card.
Yep. Cost of
And
2.
I'll also take the Guards card.
Very good. Oh,
And that cost me 3.
3. Oh, yeah. That one,
3, 2, and 2.
And
all to
that-
the bank.
That
You're going
card on
card
the Sultan
crazy.
marked it.
Ooh, a general.
yeah. Oh,
What does that card in
Raiders.
Sultan market do?
Assign 3 of your units, and for each of them, you're reducing the amount of casualties you suffer.
Yeah, they
I
protect you
see.
against casualties. The new card that we haven't seen yet is General. So he gives +1 combat strength straight up if you play him. And what you can do is select up to 2 units in the combat and move them to adjacent hexes that are not under another player's control. They no longer contribute to the combat. So if you're in a losing fight,
Mm-hmm.
you can flee. And you can also flee kind of offensively as well. It allows you to sort of
take to
move into an
uncontrolled.
area and start a combat,
Mm-hmm.
but then move out of the area. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like moving two areas and having a fake combat. He's brilliant.
Very good. That will be my turn.
Okay, that is action 1. So action 2.
alright. I'm gonna just do what I've done before again. So I just popped out the unit.
Building, building, building.
Recruiting.
It'll be a large army when it comes out.
Yeah, it's going to have to
Yes.
roll pretty soon.
I don't know. I think I have the least victory point at the moment.
You've got to start knocking stuff down,
I know.
taking over areas.
It's not easy. Tarrant.
Okay. Would you still be in favour of me having the influence there?
No, I think that ship has sailed.
The ship can still benefit you. The
I
ship
don't
can
know.
still handle the Caliph menace.
Explain to me how that's going to benefit me.
Because Henry will have fewer points.
I don't.
It doesn't affect my points
Isn't it as simple as
necessarily.
that?
I don't feel like. I mean,
I feel Tarrant has got the most point at the
the
moment.
Caliph and the Sultan have their points of difference, but I don't think we're necessarily. I think
I've
we
taken
can.
some of you, you've taken some of me. We're about neutral now.
We can just like bridge that influence there. A strong Caliph is good for the country.
Alright. You're probably right.
I don't know these back alley deals.
I think the design's wrong. Makes me question if what I'm doing is right though. If he's siding on my side, it means it's
Well, look, I'm looking at a huge horde of
and
bored warriors, the
Yeah.
worst
I
kind.
can be your first
can't really move
defense.
anyway.
Well, I mean, let's see. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 warriors there. If they were to combine into an army, that would be with an assault card that you with the warfare card that you have. An assault would be fairly.
Don't know what you're talking about there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah, but I can't really like that river.
brutal.
There's a river in the middle of the place that I want to go to.
If only you had some ships.
I have only.
Right. I'm going to play muster. Get a couple of mercenaries on the board.
Right up there near the holy site.
Just in a quarry, all I want to do is dig up some rocks.
Yeah.
So let's do that. Let's build. Let's get a town happening
Ping town, next to Ping town. Oh.
here, for the cost of 1. Let's.
So you've spent 1 on a town.
I spent 1 on a town there. I probably should get another town here.
Funky town.
So
Obviously, we
that's
played
2.
down because it's
Yeah.
overhead. Okay.
And let's continue on in that vein and just populate the world with peace and love. There we go.
Got a ring of towns going here.
Oh, yeah.
Remind us how you score off towns.
Well, they gave me income for a start,
Yeah.
but more importantly, because I can put them wherever I want, suddenly I have the ability to vote for influence contests here.
Yeah.
And towns can be leveraged in other ways. So let's say somebody bought an incite card to incite towns to rebel
Funny.
against
Yeah.
their...
Tarrant has that, right?
Then possibly they could be leveraged in that way. So, I mean, having buildings on the board's always good for me.
I am going to recruit. Put some people out on the map. I'm going to put 1 person here. Put 1 person here. And I think 1 person here.
You sure?
Yep.
Yeah, he's got a fair bit of military infrastructure and influence out there, so plenty of muscle.
And that's all my recruits. So that's done.
Action 3. So I'm going to have to start moving. And I think I can't really move here. I can move here for free. Or I can do assault. So I'm going to try to do that, Henry, unfortunately, because it's the easiest week
Okay.
at the moment. So assault.
Okay. So
Did you want to move? Oh, you can't. Yeah, with
No.
move salting, it's only
Yeah,
1.
just one group of movement thing.
Yep, so it's a 3-to-1 assault. I am too far away to influence this assault.
Correct.
So it is a 1-on-1 assault.
Mhm.
And you now select as many power cards as you want to play.
Yeah, the influence doesn't really have any effect on a military battle.
Okay.
So Henry?
Yeah. I'm hiding my card under the table so Stella can't see how many cards I'm going to play in the conflict.
Yeah. Ready?
And yep.
3, 2, 1, go.
Oh,
No cards. All right, so
Okay.
So how casualties work? I mean, obviously 3-to-1 is a win for the warlord.
warlords, yeah.
For every 2 points of strength you have, the opponent takes a casualty. So and that's rounded down. So you would take 0 casualties, and you would take 1. So he goes back to your reserves. If he managed to survive, he goes back to your supply. If he managed to survive, he would go back to your reserves to be ready to be deployed again.
So I do have as one of my primary objectives 1 victory point per enemy unit removed during the casualty step, but not during the retreat step.
Cool.
Yes.
So you get a victory point.
1 victory point.
Oh, here, I'll have it there.
So a lot more points come from sacking things and destroying things.
Yeah. I was going to go through, but then Henry was like, boop, okay.
Killing units is a bit of a bonus, though.
That's
all right.
true.
Yeah.
No.
Today's my turn.
All right, I think I need to grab a couple of good cards there while they're on, so I'm going to spend 3, almost running me out of money, to get Rebel and Assassinate.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm out of money as well.
You've got a much easier way of getting it back than I.
Yeah.
Ooh, an Imam. So an Imam is a character who gives +2 in influence contests,
Wow.
but obviously comes back to your hand every round.
Oh.
Every year, I should say.
Yes.
So I think I'm going to incite. I'm going to incite a rebellion
That's pretty
in this
obvious.
hex here. So what that says is choose a hex controlled by another player with a town or city in it, place a mercenary or supply in that hex, and start a combat there as the attacker. Rebel, rebel, rebel.
Okay.
So the score is 1v1. I'll.
Tie.
If you had influence there, you could decide the ties, but you don't.
Ready?
We good?
Yes.
1, 2, 3. Boom. Wow. Doesn't really matter what it is. It would still be a win for me because you didn't play any cards.
Yes.
So that will go there for me to pick up later. This can be returned to you, my good
disappears.
sir.
I mean,
That is gone.
discard it.
And we'll replace that.
Wow.
Taking over.
Somebody needs to stop the Sultan. Henry, maybe?
Green is good.
This is the Sultan's... Hang on.
Stella,
yes.
you're next door now.
Hmm?
You're next door.
And then?
No.
Oh, the Sultan?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because this can be... The river is...
That is a river crossing there,
Yeah.
so
Mm-hmm.
you
Yeah,
can
you're
get
doing
in
it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you let me there, and then I can just move across there. How's that? I thought we meant to...
No, I mean, you.
Or, like, do you rather than going there or there, like, you rather me going there, right?
Yeah. So my plan was to move this palace into here.
Mm-hmm. Of course, the holy
Oh,
side.
the capital. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
And that's simple as that. That's my turn.
So the that counts as it's got similar defense to a castle, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
To
is
And it
what?
counts as basically as
both a military and a non-military presence. But that holy site, though, is worth 4 points just on its own.
This is easier. This is only worth how many? 1 military point?
Two.
Only
Two for a
two.
castle. Yeah.
Yeah, but depends if Tarrant wants her help or not, because
Imagine it would be in Tarrant's interest to help you, maybe.
Mhm.
It'll be close.
or I can go that way. It's probably easier.
You'll have a tough time taking that spot.
So is it the last
There you
turn
go.
of year 2 now?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's mine.
Action
All
for
right.
All right, so I will go this way.
Just moving 2.
Just 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it is a 2 versus 2 encounter. And
Yep.
Oh. Did you buy any character cards? I can't remember.
Mm-hmm.
She started with 1, so right? Isn't her warlord a character?
No, the
Warlord is a strategy card.
Warlord strategy. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I'm here to influence for a price as well.
Mhm.
Yeah, how much you want?
If you make me win, I'll give you.
What's the current score? It's 2
Remember,
versus 2, and you're
I
going to
have
lose
a
this time.
small victory point. You need to neutralize everybody and try it. Everyone has got similar, but I have not won a lot of victory point.
Not yet. You've got a lot of units out there.
It's pretty spread out thin, so I don't know about that.
I mean, I'd flip you a victory point if you stay out of it. So I'm not asking you to waste your precious cards.
Yeah.
Just stay out of it, and you get a victory point for doing nothing.
Yeah, you got an offer for Tarrant?
You got another?
Or you're confident in your own abilities to win this fight?
I'll hopefully win it.
Yeah. Well,
You
that's the
should
easiest
ask for
victory
more.
point.
Steve has got a lot of victory points.
Easiest victory point Tarrant ever earned right there.
If I win.
Yes. Is there anything you can do to help me?
I mean, if he plays a card and helps you, does that mean he's broken his promise to you? And no.
Depends what he's agree on.
Well,
Because
I mean-
you did ask him to stay out of the fight.
Well, at a minimum.
Yeah.
Can you do anything to help me?
Help me.
No.
How wordy can he make you in a negotiation?
Exactly.
Rip him off at the last second.
Are you willing to throw any victory points my way?
To help me, can you guarantee my success? You got something good?
I can't guarantee success.
That's
He has a
actually
lot
true.
of cards, but
That's
I
true.
can throw a card in the mix. I can give you a bonus.
2 victory points? Oh, he's got 1 victory point, right? So which one's more beneficial to Tarrant, actually? I mean, it's all the same. But he knows
Tarrant
that...
probably wants you to win because you got less victory points
That's correct.
in the previous round. But
Yeah.
I think if he benefits victory points out of it, he'll probably take whatever he can get.
I mean, I can think of some pretty good arguments, but I'm not sure if I want to.
So I'll do it for 1 victory point if you don't destroy the town.
If I don't destroy the town?
Yes.
I don't know about that. Well, that's how I get the points. Probably stay out and we'll see what happens.
3 victory points.
Okay.
And
So you got
Right.
1.
I will at a minimum stay out of it.
sweet.
So 1 victory point. So when do you need to pay?
upon his
Upon his
success.
victory.
Okay.
Ready? One,
Two,
two,
three.
three. Oh, what did you do? Okay, I've got an elder.
I thought you were going to do this
So,
soon.
okay. So
Yeah,
let's
yeah, yeah.
resolve.
Let's just put it here.
Let's do this properly.
Yeah,
So,
Who resolves their card?
so the
first?
order. If we go here, so
This one. Oh no.
attacker will resolve your warfare card first. So because you played it, you must do this. You must
Correct.
put half your force rounded down and commit them to a deadly assault. So after this now counts as 2 strength, but after the contest, even if there are no more casualties, that one will still die. And then camelry, it gives you a +1 if you're in a desert hex, which is not.
Yep.
But you can assign your other unit to that to get another +1. So your total score now is
4.
1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 2 for my castle, and the elder can actually influence another nomad or mercenary unit on the board in this hex or a surrounding hex and pull it into the battle on my behalf. So I'm going to do that. So he's going to go there and he's going to be replaced and come over to my side.
You got-
That's
And technically I would put
Sorry,
him on the
Kat.
card because
Yeah.
I could have other cards in
So you
play.
have 3?
So I have 3, unfortunately. Yeah.
Unfortunately for who?
for me, because
Okay. When I said don't get involved, I wasn't being strictly honest. So this guy dies. He's
Yeah.
back to the supply.
Unfortunately.
You win and you apply 2 casualties to me. I've only got 1 unit left. So he
That's
goes
1
back to my
point.
supply.
1 point for me for
And then
somebody.
you also, I had 3 points, so you also take a casualty.
Yes.
So that guy dies.
Yeah.
Which means that even though you won
So
you won the battle
Yeah.
and you get a victory point for killing one of my guys, you've got nobody left to sack any buildings in there.
I should have
So
used the other cards.
you don't get a victory point because I didn't win,
Yeah.
but I
So
won. So that's played as
Tarrant's
well.
the real big loser here.
it's coming back to me, right? Later.
That one stays on the table.
And later.
Yeah, you've
one
got to be
goes back in
mindful
their
when
hand.
you're attacking.
Oh,
to
no,
make
this
sure
is
you commit
yeah.
enough troops to take the place. Otherwise, it's
That was good.
yeah.
I managed to defend
Damn
that
it.
with somebody else's
Okay.
unit.
Tarrant, are you gonna do revenge?
I lost my units to revenge. That's
Yeah.
quite disappointing.
This is one of those rare moments that I'm happy with that outcome as a player and as a designer because it was hilarious.
It was a hilarious move.
All right. For my last action of the round, I am going to insight here. So I get to place a mercenary in there
Another
and then
rebel.
start combat. So
With me?
with you. So at the moment it is 1-1.
Tarrant breaking ties. But
Ready?
he's also
Me
the
breaking
attacker.
ties.
Yeah.
So need to look.
How full of cards.
So many cards.
Yeah.
The colour purple.
Okay.
Ready?
Yes.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay.
What do we got?
Tarrant's
so-
is first.
Yep, mine is first. So I'm in a hex with a town, so I get +1. That gives me 2.
And Stella.
I have. I can move a unit here.
How
From
can
my
you do that? Can you
reserve.
read that card to us?
Yep. So combat, move a unit. Sorry.
Just read both of them, maybe.
No. Sorry. Yeah, the first one first. Move a unit from an adjacent hex into the active hex. Immediately assign it to this guy.
So you could do that.
I can do this and
So you
that.
could do that.
Yeah.
And then second one is move an ordinary unit from your reserve cards from into the active hex. Immediately assign to this card.
So I have miscalculated again. This is what I, this is what I get for being militaristic as a.
If you had an assassin.
Yes.
Ah.
All right. So it's 3-2. You win the battle. We both lose 1 unit.
I get 1 point.
You get 1 point for that.
So I think Stella's unit. Oh no,
Unit
that's
goes
right.
back.
Stella ends
Yeah.
up with 2.
Yeah.
Stella gain units out of that.
I
Very
wasted
nice.
2 cards, which is
Sorry,
very
Tarrant.
disappointing.
Sorry, Tarrant.
But because you were the defender, you don't get to sack or do anything
Yeah,
like
you only
that.
get to a sack when you assault and move in there with
Yes.
units.
Yeah.
Okay,
Cool. That is your turn.
Yeah,
that's
it's
me
my
done.
turn.
So, Steve.
I'm going to do an influence attempt on this city. So, well, I should say on this area.
Tarrant.
And I have both military and non-military influence presence in that hex. So I have 2 votes. I'm going to vote for myself, obviously.
And I have 1 vote at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
At the moment. You might have something there.
So, I really have only got 1 card left to play.
I think I know what that is.
Okay.
Ready?
Yes.
1, 2, 3. I had no card to play, really.
I get +2 in an influence contest with
Because
the
you're
city.
leveraging the rebels. Okay, so that doesn't work. But that's 1 less card in your hand. I guess I can take that consolation.
Okay.
All right.
For my last action, I will do an assault into here.
You what?
I don't mind that.
I'm a bit thin. I mean, technically, it was your castle.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
Anyone want any help?
I think I'm feeling confident in my
We
abilities to
got
take
2
this.
versus 2 here.
this is not technically costing me any victory points, but I kind of do like having my own castle.
You have the circle of power here.
It's snazzy. Yeah.
It's
I'm trying to make a monster appear in the.
That's symmetrical.
Look, I would if you sway the contest in my direction, I will give you a victory point for sure. And I would like to also point out that, you know, the Blue Menace is starting to get pretty big, and it's deceptive how little space they need to generate victory points.
That's true.
Yep.
So one is my offer if you can do it.
Yep.
All right.
I'll sway it.
And I'll just play this 1 card here. Ready?
If you don't help him, Tarrant, I won't steal your mercenary. I'll use the same card that he used, the Elder, and I won't use it on you if you don't help him.
Do I get anything else out of it?
No.
Well, you need that mercenary there.
I'll,
You just get to keep your quarry. You just
I'll stick with the
stick with the original
stick with
plan.
the original plan.
1 VD.
Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
Set. Boom.
Ooh,
Okay.
lots of cards.
So my siege
That's
engines
why you weren't scared of
disables
the Elder.
This. Okay. So that's fine.
So we're still going to lose, but I'll
And
assassinate
I also
your
get +1 combat
Yeah.
strength.
Yeah.
Assassinate your elder.
I'll assassinate your elder.
So,
Fair enough.
yeah, that's a resounding victory for you. But I only have 2, so you take 1 casualty.
I disabled the castle, so 0. Right?
Oh, no casualties. You
Yeah.
just knocked down the wall with a siege engine.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
The Caliph flexes.
All right.
We're still good, by the way. we're still good.
You can understand the decision there. There's
Yeah.
a lot of points with that one.
I would have done it. For sure.
All right.
Scoring.
Scoring time.
All right, so I have really not a lot of points. I don't think I have.
You don't have the critical mass of 4
Correct.
contiguous areas. You
Yeah.
almost sort of could do,
See, I
but
should have used the other cards.
the ships are getting cheaper.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
They're
think I've got
gonna
any.
they're gonna
any
come
points.
down into the middle market.
I don't think I've got
at the
any
end of the
points
turn.
there.
You don't have any castles, you don't have the holy site, and you don't have a group
See?
of 4, so
So,
nothing.
so I'm not a force to be reckoned with. By the way, hello.
You had some. You had a terrible defeat over there.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it was a victory.
Yeah.
It
was
just
a-
didn't.
yeah.
You didn't
A
make
terrible
any
victory.
I
ground.
made a terrible victory. I
Definition
played the wrong
correct.
card. Yeah.
Okay, I score for my influence. I get 1 because it's on a town, 1 because it's on a fertile land, and 2 because that one is on a city.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So that's 4, but I have no strongholds, so I have no other scores.
Okay, so I only have 1 city left, and it's got your influence on it, so I get 2 for that. However, I still do have 3 areas under my control, so I get 3 for that.
So 5 all up.
Yep.
There you go. And Henry.
Yes, I get
Here we go.
2 for this because it has a castle and my influence on it, and I control it. So it's 2 here and 2 here for the same thing. 1 here, so that's 5. I also get 4 for the holy site.
It's 9.
And I only control 3, so that's it.
9.
9.
9 it is.
All right, so the scores are secret, but I know Henry's had a couple of big rounds, so we really do need to collectively get on top of that.
Now, one of your other
Help me.
secondary objectives is the control
You do
of
that?
important,
Quarry and river crossing.
and
so,
they're right next door to each other.
Yeah, but I haven't made that work yet. So I lost my river crossing early on.
I think
so,
you're about to.
Yeah.
only if I
Oh,
feel
an
like I'm
imam.
about to get
Dual imams.
I want to look at the cards.
Yeah.
to get
I wanna look at the cards.
strongly encouraged to lose points.
So we did just
Yeah.
jump ahead with the upkeep, so everyone picks the cards up, but we'll do the income. So I only control a quarry now for 3 money.
Okay. I'll do my yellows first. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then for areas I control I'll take the 7.
Mm-hmm.
And for areas I control, that's 1, 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So another 7. I still wish I had more.
I do get an income this round, so I get 1.
Woohoo! This is 1 because there's a town in this area.
And the fertile region itself. So that's 2.
That's right, 2. And then 3, 4, 5, 6 for the quarry.
Correct. That's not bad.
There you go.
Okay. Reserves. Henry, do you add any reserves? I think you did a couple.
You got
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in total. I've got 3 tropes on the board, so I get 2 reserves.
yeah.
I don't think I have any.
You've got
maybe.
more than
Yeah.
enough troops.
Okay, and then upkeep, pick up your cards,
Yep.
Oh, that helps actually.
and we shall go on to the first action.
Yeah.
Of the game. So I am going to. Now, this is something that I haven't done before. So I've been popping up troops, but this time I want to do something. The other part of the mass, which is popping up 2 troops by losing the influence token. So
Yeah, you don't need it anymore. This will be your
Yeah.
last mass.
I need a
So
lot.
here as well?
Of,
That's a lot of
Yeah.
troops.
yeah, I need a lot. There we go. Well, it's also mass, but the second type that I haven't shown before. That's it. Tarrant.
All right, we'll come on to mine. I burned a lot of my cards in the last
Yep.
in the last round, so
You
I
got
really need
baited.
to.
You got baited too.
I did. So I need to get some cards again, and I will spend, because those ones are actions. I will spend 4 all my money to get corrupt and assassinate.
Really?
All right.
Because I feel that my assassin can be of grand help to anyone who would like
Not
to.
all my blue
That's
cards.
blues.
Finally.
Where's my
Maybe
black
I'll
card?
finally have some money. Maybe I'll
We've
Yeah.
got imams, siege engines, guards.
Yeah.
They're all in the far market. Some of the things that might happen, but I need to build cities, so I'm going to build 1 city. I can only build 2. I can build 3 buildings, but only 2 of them can be cities. So let's make it 1 city for another city for another 4, and I'll put those here and here. Because cities is how I earn points, and we need points.
Give me income.
Now I can build 3 buildings, but I can't build twice in the same area. Let's build over here in this far corner for another 1. All right. Civilization advances.
Okay.
Okay,
Towns everywhere.
I will recruit, putting these 2 troops on the board. I'm gonna go both in here.
Just defend that holy site. That worth
it's
what?
4
4
points.
points. Yeah, that's a lot.
Yep. All right, action 1 is done. Action 2.
All right. My third last action of the round. I'm gonna just move for now. Just
So you get 3 peaceful moves.
3 peaceful
We only
moves.
get 2 because you're more mobile.
1, 2,
Oh, I see what you're doing.
3.
That's a sizable force.
That's
Yeah.
That's it.
So it should just might as well. Peaceful. Yeah, right. Yeah, well, we've heard that before quite recently. The unit limit is 5 for all of us, but it's 7 for you.
Oh, 5 per territory.
Yeah, but of course we have the benefits of being able to fortify.
Yeah.
I see.
Not seeing a lot of contests I can win out there, so I think I don't have any money for cards. I'm going to go back and use the plot effect again, and hopefully find that that one game swinging card in here that's going to.
Yeah, so
That's
many
really
cities
interesting.
not under Merced influence.
No, I have not been very sneaky in that way. I've got my card. I shuffle these ones and put them back on top. All right.
I'm going to build a city here. 4. I don't really know there's any point in building anything else now, so I'll just do that.
Okay, my turn. I am going to recruit mercenaries for 6.
2 of
I
them.
need 2 mercenaries, and I'll put them
Holy site?
down here.
Oh, I thought you were gonna do it in solid site. Okay. Interesting.
That's all.
Alright.
Action 3. Attack something.
Yeah.
Probably going to attack something. Not sure where.
This way.
Attacking that way.
Yeah.
Going in
5.
All right.
just the 5?
Just 5.
Just a friendly 5. Sure, you're going to have enough left over to.
Yeah, remember what happened last time you won a fight?
I know, right?
Wouldn't want to go too berserker on those guys
No.
there, would you?
All right, ready?
Well,
Hold
hang
on,
sorry,
hold
no,
on.
right. Yeah, help me. What? You're gonna help me. If,
So what is it now?
I don't have a lot of
it's
figures.
5. It's 5 to 4 right now.
Yeah.
That's close.
So you
Tarrant, 2 points.
probably need
Make
to
sure
help
I
me
win.
because otherwise Steve probably will win. Like I don't think I will win. So it just stop
Yeah.
doing
2
it.
points, Tarrant.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to offer me 2.
Mm-hmm.
To do what?
Yeah, to do what?
To ensure
help
I
you.
don't lose the land. That's basically what I can ask you to do. It's the only way you're going to get paid. It's the only way you're gonna-
Yeah, that's the thing though. Like Tarrant's role here is quite unique, where you make sure no one goes too much, win too much, so that you can win.
Yes.
And you remember how many points Henry got?
He's got quite a lot. I tell you what. 2 plus if you vote for me. If I try to influence the Holy Land.
I don't what? But Henry, nah.
You can take that. That's fine.
Really? How about if I give you 2 points?
Plus what?
What do you mean plus what? What else do I have? I don't have a lot of points.
Plus giving the
I can't give
clear
you money.
leader a bloody nose.
Plus, what do you want?
Well, I think I get more points out of it. Yeah, really, I need sort of 4 or 5
But which is going to
points.
get you closer to the leader? More points?
Yeah.
Or some points and less points for him?
Exactly.
I'm going to win the fight anyway. So it's basically costing you nothing.
Oh
We're
wow.
going to do 2 points for a Henry victory here.
Okay.
And the holy site thing.
And the holy site.
Mhm.
Alright.
Okay, it's on the table.
On
Ready?
the table.
Oh gosh. Ready?
Everyone got your cards?
Wait,
Yeah.
wait. Yeah, okay. Ready?
2,
3.
3. Wow. Okay.
Okay,
Alright.
so let's line up the cards here. Grab
This
Henry's
is-
card.
So the
Played
attacker.
4.
Attacker
You,
goes
did
first.
you use warfare? You did not.
No, I did not.
Okay. So let's resolve your cards first. So your Ravager. How are we resolving that?
First one, as before, move a unit from adjacent hex,
Mm-hmm.
which is this one.
Yeah. Okay, put on the card
And the next
So
one
up to
is
6.
ordinary unit from my reserve to here.
and put on the card.
Yep.
So we're up
good.
to 7.
And then
And
8.
cavalry, it's not in a desert, so you just get the +1, so
Yeah.
there's no unit needs to be put on there.
There's no unit need to be put on.
Alright.
Assign one of your units.
Oh, right.
Oh,
yeah.
at the bottom.
Yeah,
right.
that's true, yeah.
I'm with you.
So that's 8.
For me, I get +1 because I'm defending.
It's 5.
I get +1 because I'm defending here. I get an additional +1 if I move a troop from here to here.
So that's 7.
And we get +2 if there's a... No.
Plus
It's
1
a
for
plus
town.
one.
Yeah.
So that's 8.
So I won.
And I do not have influence in there,
Mm-hmm.
which means it goes to the attacker.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's tight. Oh, my. This is like battle to the end. This is so nerve-wracking. I was on the edge
So
of
it
the
was
seat.
8 versus
So-
8,
So
right?
yeah. Let's resolve.
Yep,
So-
8 to
What
8.
did you
Yeah,
play?
you can lose those
I
4.
played the
and I lose
rebel.
2.
Right.
So Stella, I lose 2 units.
Yep.
So you get 2 points for that.
Thank you.
That's all the units you had in the battle.
That's all the units I had.
Stella loses 4.
Stella loses a total of 4.
Okay. So all of these
And
cards are
you
basically
can,
out of the game now because they would come back to you at the end of the year, but there is no
Yeah.
end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
That's gone as well.
Okay, you are...
Sacking.
You're sacking both of them.
Yeah.
Well, at least I can
Sacking.
show everybody this is sacking.
Yep.
So what do you get for that?
This is a town.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's two victory points,
And $2.
and $2, and then this is a
Castle.
castle. So that's 3 victory points.
So 5 points
yeah.
and the
5 points and
same,
$5.
same in coins.
And more importantly, way more importantly, you now have a large
points.
contiguous area which
Yes.
is going to generate
5 points, please.
1, 2,
5
3,
points.
4, 5, 6, 7 if it remains intact.
Yes.
So that was a must win.
And a very
I
close
was so
one.
close. All right, Tarrant.
All right, once again, I'm not in a very strong position here, so I'm going to take another plot action. Just try to
Oh,
make
that's a
sure that
sign of
last action works.
desperation.
It is nothing
Yeah.
about the way this is unfolded for me should suggest otherwise.
If we side with Tarrant, you lose the fight. So that's what we've been learning
And
so
that's
far.
pretty much this is not a very fine example of,
You're not a gambling man.
not anymore. All right, that's me done.
$2 left. Let's make this quick and easy. Let's just put a mercenary down somewhere useful. Somewhere like there. Yeah, I just want to, I just want to have
Sure.
military units in that area just to see.
Sure.
In case I get shanked.
Like I can't get there because of the river.
In my action, I am
true.
going to assault across over here.
So it's 2 to 1.
2 to 1.
I have no influence here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you don't know how to
I'm not
influence?
involved.
Yeah.
Well, peripherally, I feel like I'm going to
Zero
get sacked.
cards.
You have 0 cards.
Mm-hmm.
So
See if you want to play the card or not.
I know.
Mhm.
But I want to.
Just to remind you, control of a city is worth more to you than control of an empty area.
I'm aware.
Mm.
Justice also is worth more to you as well. How many points is that worth to you? I have control.
2.
It's worth 2.
Yeah.
So that means you're gonna end up.
So
If I don't
one to
play
me and 2 to
cards.
you. Mm-mm-mm.
So that means you're gonna.
Fight! Fight!
All right, ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1, go. All right.
This unit
go
dies.
on,
It's
yeah.
only worth 1 strength.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh, you lose
do
one. That's
I? No, I don't lose any because it's only 1. I mean, you seem to be probably you're the most competitive with me at this stage. With the
Who?
amount of buildings, Steve.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They're happy buildings, though.
What?
I feel like I feel like sacking this is beneficial to me.
I think so too.
I am going to sack this building.
Oh.
How many coins?
4 coins.
Oh, so many actions and money, only to be done in the hands of the Caliph.
All right, action 4.
Final action.
I will do something that I haven't done as well to recruit mercenary. Cost 6. First mercenaries of thingy before. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Actually, I'll put it here.
This is just to defend your territory, right?
I don't know.
Yes.
Defend the link. That makes
Defend the
sense.
link. Yeah.
Okay. I am going to attempt influence, and I've been talking a bit about the holy site, but it actually makes more sense for me to try to
Take over.
influence one of these Sultan-held cities because that will decline some of the Sultan's value and still gain me the same 2 points that the holy city would have. Okay. Sorry, so did that wrong. Influence battle.
Okay, so it's 0 versus 2. I assume you have a +2 card, so all I have to do not play any of these cards. Because
Play all of them, I think.
Yeah.
yeah, I got nothing.
Oh, I don't know. You can pretend.
He,
You can bluff.
he must. It's 0 versus 2 in my
Yeah.
favour. He must play a card.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go.
Shock horror.
Compel and influence contest. So that is
More than enough.
yep, that is 3
You're in.
to 1, so I'm in. So that's that'll be +2 to me and -1 to you for someone influencing your precious city.
Well, I think the only way I can get points is I can try and take that influence back again because you've cost me a point there. But I think something which would be more interesting would be I can get a point if I control an area. So if I march in here, would you decide a tie in my favour? Otherwise, I'm going to try and take back that influence instead.
Oh, cunning.
That's hard. That's so
That should be
cunning.
Tarrant being
You know,
cunning.
Steve's gonna win. Steve or Henry's gonna win.
So I'll let you decide which hex I attack.
Yeah, I would decide a tie in your favour there.
Alrighty, let's do that.
Ready?
So
I'm
it's
going to play all the cards. These are the last cards that I have. Ready?
so it's currently
Yeah.
2-0.
Warfare. Okay, so
Yeah.
let's see.
Oh, let's put it here.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
So we've got some cavalry. We've got some elders. The elders don't actually help, but whatever.
Yeah.
You didn't play anyone worth assassinating. So we can get rid of those. And I will put
One strength on there.
one on there. So that gives me 1, 2, 3, 4.
I only
Is it
have
4?
And you have 3.
Is it 4?
Well, it's
not
Oh, yeah, yeah.
fertile.
it's the
Yeah.
unit. Oh, it's not fertile.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 3 versus 3. And
So you're winning ties.
Yeah.
you,
Damn it!
you agreed
can
to win in
backstab.
ties.
Stella can have it.
Final revenge.
Not in my interest.
It was in your interest.
Just sweetened it with a victory point.
Trust the merchant. All right, next
The
time
merchant's been stopped
I
into
don't
the
normally
third.
metagame, but next time I'm going in here.
So this is gone?
Yeah.
Get one
well,
for
you
your
had
point.
3, yeah. So the other one goes. Well,
So it was
doesn't
three.
really
It
matter.
was 3. So you lose the one you warfared with plus another.
Yeah.
You lose all of yours.
So Stella had 3 units in there, did she? Or
3 strength, 2 units.
It was 3
Three
versus
units.
3, so it's only
so
one
Stella
casualty
should
each.
lose her
But
unit.
Stella lost the one for the warfare card as well.
Yeah, and that one.
Oh.
So there we go. That really
Freed
benefited
up
me.
control. Yeah.
Everyone lost.
Wait,
my-
wait, I feel. Oh, there it was.
Knife there.
I'm just going to do this.
Feeble little one-on-one battle. I can't. influence
One-on-one. Me and Stella both don't have any cards, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Oh, I have this one.
You have that one?
But
can't-
it's not useful.
Yeah.
I thought you
can
already
put-
used it, no?
Well,
You can put 0 units on
Oh,
there.
yeah. But I mean, can she keep using that warfare card?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
it's one.
Yeah,
Like
it's-
we all have powers. It's
Yeah.
just-
But if I get it, I win, but then I have no control. But then you have no control as well, so I might as well use it.
You can't use it with one
you
unit.
you could put,
Oh, yeah,
you
perfect.
put
Yeah.
half your army on, rounded down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I believe I will win this
Fuck
fight
set.
because I win ties.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you
attacker
just
wins
doesn't
ties,
really
I should
matter
say.
what happens to that because it's game over. I
That's
think
it.
this is a Caliph whitewash.
Yeah, I think
Is
so.
it a blue wash?
All right.
we did our best.
Scoring.
Let's,
Scoring. Let's do
see how we
this.
score.
From me?
That holy site really paid dividends.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, but it's not really that good. Only 4 points.
Yeah.
4 points for that control.
Yep.
4 points. Yeah.
Can you
My
just, like, reveal?
influences, I get 2 for this one with a city, 1 for this one with a town, and 2 for this with a city, and 1 for this fertile.
That's pretty good.
And that one is nothing. So, what was it? 2, 2, 1, and 1
Yeah.
for 6.
6.
I don't have strongholds, influences, or anything, so just 6 points for me.
6 points?
Um,
Okay.
I have
Just
control
reveal.
of 3 areas, so that's 3. And for my cities which score, I get 2, 2, and 2. So that's 9 in total, please.
You have 1 refund?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's easy to count.
For me, I control 4 hexes, and one of these has a castle in my influence. So that's 5 in total, plus 4
Reveal?
for the holy site. So
So
it's a
nine.
total of 9.
No, it is.
If I actually Stella's got 4. If I managed to control one more place than Stella, then I would have got a lot
A
more
lot
points.
more, yeah.
Yeah.
You like to
Um,
dominate.
Yeah,
Didn't quite manage it.
almost.
All right. So we reveal and count them up. I've got 24.
28.
Wow.
I should put this on camera.
Only 22.
Oh, look, that looks nice, doesn't it? I haven't seen these
22.
before either.
Yeah.
I've got 20,
Yeah.
34.
That's 31, 33, I think.
Well done, Henry.
Good game.
Well
Good
Nice.
game.
Good game.
Congratulations.
Good game. Thank
How
you.
did you end up with?
22,
22.
24, 28, and
I
34.
told you. You know.
That felt about right
Yeah.
from what was
Yeah.
going on.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Henry was like a son. See what I tell you
Yeah.
earlier about Henry usually wins?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did play one game prior to this, and I was pretty much wiped from the map on the first call. So I learned from my mistakes, and
Also
benefited.
from a merchant knife, I might
Yes.
add.
Yes,
Oh.
I didn't go hard enough in the battles I went for. I lost things I needed to win, and it just kept setting me back. So
you had to commit to your
Yeah.
allies
Would've,
harder.
but didn't.
Commit to
So what else is in the game?
yeah, so this is a 4 or 5 player game, specifically those player counts. With the 5th player, you have the Nomad, whom we've mentioned a few times. That's the yellow faction, and they kind of wander around in the desert a bit more. It's easier for them to pop up where there's not other people.
Yeah, they don't have to recruit into areas where they have adjacency. They can pop up in any area that's not under anyone's military control.
Yeah. But the key thing is they control the market and flow of mercenaries. So for those of us who need to purchase mercenaries, the Nomad sets the price, and the Nomad's reserve controls the supply of that as well. And then the Nomad's trying to get money and then spend that for the victory points. So it adds another layer of I was doing a lot of negotiating in the game. You add the Nomad, and then there's another layer of negotiation with 2 players who really need the negotiation to thrive. And it turns it into a game that forces a lot of this negotiation, backstabbing, and so forth.
Yeah,
So well done,
for sure.
Steve.
Yeah, well done,
Thanks.
Steve. It was a
Yeah.
great game.
Thanks
yeah.
for playing, guys. That was great.
Thanks for playing with us.
Yeah.
Pleasure to have you, and you too, Henry.
Yeah, thanks for having me on again.
Oh, yeah, always. Anything else, Tarrant?
No, that's all from me. Yes, thanks for coming and playing as well. It was good fun.
Yeah.
And that's it, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.
And that's our playthrough of Crescent Moon. We hope you enjoyed this video.
If you find this video useful, please help us by hitting that like button and subscribe to the Dice Tower if you haven't already done so. Remember to email contest@dicetower.com to enter a worldwide giveaway of Crescent Moon with subject line Moon. Giveaway opens for 2 weeks, so check the video description for more information and dates.
And if you have any questions, comments or feedback, please leave them in the comment section below.
Thanks for watching and see you next time!